Ladies and gents, welcome back. I'm about to head out on a ruck, but before I do, I wanted to do a little bit of meal prep, show you what I eat on a typical day. So if you follow me, you should know that I'm on a 1 meal a day carnivore diet, which means my meal prep is super simple. I just take out a piece of meat from the freezer and leave it out to defrost. When I come back home, I cook it and I eat it. It's really that simple. On the menu for today is this 500-gram piece of steak. So how do I source my food? I buy everything online and I usually get it frozen, which is usually a little bit cheaper. And this 500-gram steak right here costs 11,000 won, which is very cheap. To put that in context, that's roughly like $9, $10 USD. So it's not very expensive. But it's filling, it's pretty decent quality, and if you cook it well, it comes out tasting really nice. Now that my meat is out to defrost, I'm gonna head out on my ruck. And by the time I come back home, it should be ready to cook. Let's go. Also, on a quick note, no more masks finally on any kind of transportation in Korea. It's about fucking time. Fuck the masks. So we're back and my steak is defrosted and all that's left is to cook it up. A couple of things about my steak. It's about 2 centimeters in thickness, which is not very thick. So my strategy is to cook it as hot as possible, as fast as possible. So the first thing I'm gonna do is turn on my stove and heat up my pan until it gets piping hot. So while I wait for the pan to come up to temperature, I'm gonna season my steak with salt and black pepper. Once that pan is piping hot, then I'm gonna put my steak on and I'm gonna keep it on there for a while to get a really good sear on that first side. Then I'm gonna flip it once and let it cook on that side, get a nice little sear, and then take it off. I don't add any additional oil to the pan because I just let the steak cook in its own juices and the fat that it renders. Once my steak is cooked, I take it off the heat and I let it rest for about 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, I slice that bad boy up into strips, plate it, and then eat. There's nothing else to it. Now I know what you're thinking. This isn't the best way to cook steak. And it's probably not gonna taste that great. And I can't really argue with you there. It's not the best cut of meat. It's not the best way to cook steak. And it's not gonna taste great, but it tastes good. At least good enough for me. And that's all I really want. I just want a quick meal that I can cook, that's replicable, and that will fill me up after a long day's work. And as I usually do, I'm gonna eat this steak with sriracha sauce. I love sriracha sauce, it's delicious, and it goes with pretty much anything. That's it for this video. Thanks again for joining me. If you have any opinions, comments, or suggestions, just drop them down below in the comments. Bon appetit.